So next we have S/R. So S/R stands for suture removal. So often the doctor is going to put in non-absorbable sutures into the skin when they're closing up a surgical wound. And we're going to need to remove those after 10 to 14 days. So stat means now, immediately. You've probably seen it in medical shows. T is for temperature. We have that one right here. Tab is for tablet, so that's like a format of medication. TGH is to go home. Often the doctors will write and file to go home, TGH with dental food, or to go home with shampoo. So TID is 3 times per day. Oh, we didn't have SID in there? I guess not. SID, once per day. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So TLC stands for tender loving care. I always call it medical love. So tender loving care is things that we can do in the clinic to help an animal to feel a little bit more at home, to give them some love. TLC is something that we can all help with in clinic. So it's just giving animals little pats, keeping them clean, talking to them, saying nice things. That's TLC. TMTC and TNTC are too many to count or too numerous to count. This is techs being lazy when we are looking at a urine sample and it has 4 red blood cells in it. It's easy to count 4. When that entire view is flooded with red blood cells, it's way too many to try to count them. I just mark it as too numerous to count. TPR, we talked about temperature, pulse, respiration. So we're just looking at the vital signs of an animal. A URI is an upper respiratory infection. So it's like a cat cold. A UTI is a urinary tract infection. So somewhere like bladder, urethra, somewhere in there, there's an infection. US stands for ultrasound. It's a diagnostic test. V/D is vomiting and diarrhea. Make sure you're learning how to spell these terms. WBC stands for white blood cells, right? We had RBC for red blood cells. WBC is white blood cells. And lastly, W or WT stands for weight. So then we just have some symbols to cover. So this guy here, so the circle with the arrow pointing up, that means male. Circle with the plus sign pointing down is female. A triangle means change. So you might see change in behavior. So you might see something like that in a file. Plus means positive. Minus sign means negative. I will often also do like this. So a negative followed by a VE, because I think sometimes, like if I was talking about a heartworm test, so if I said heartworm negative, and then I wrote something else like Lyme positive, I could see people thinking it's just a dash. So I'll often write the VE as well. 1 with a degree sign means primary, and 2 with a degree sign means secondary. And then an arrow up is an increase and an arrow down is a decrease. Okay, so I hope this lecture is helpful for you then, for going over these symbols. If you have any questions about them, of course, feel free to make sure that you do email me or ask in the chat. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.